have this test Friday and next week, and obviously it's a real important test. And, you know, I feel bad about this. I wish there was another way around it, but we simply do not have the time to be another way around this. We have the relearn packet that's got to be done also. About half of Friday's test, we have pre-test for Wednesday and Thursday. About half of Friday's test is just like the last test. So if you get your relearn packet done by Wednesday and next week, not only will you correct the problem from the last test, but it's like studying and preparing more for the next test coming up. So you're kind of helping two things at once by getting that work done. So I want to remind you, I have extra help Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings next week, and Tuesday at the Patchogue Library from 5:30 to 7:30. So there's plenty of opportunity to get this done. If I were you, remember how you're supposed to do the relearn packet. You're supposed to watch the videos for each part. I already told you how to look them up on Google. You go to my YouTube channel. Sorry. You go to my YouTube channel, and then after the YouTube channel, search like this. Search in Math 8, Chapter 6, Relearn Packet. And then parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 should come up. And then just pick the appropriate part that you need. Watch that video. When you're done, copy it down, do the work along with the video, then do part B. When you are done with part B, bring it to me, and I will go over the answers with you. Anything you did wrong will straighten up, and then you go home the next day and do part C. And do that for all of the parts. Try to get all the part Bs done that you have to do. Watch all the videos, part A, do all the first sections, part B, then bring them all in to get checked, then go back and do part C. One girl who got in the upper 60s on the last test did the whole packet, including watching the videos, everything in about an hour, maybe at most an hour and 10 minutes. Might have been even less than an hour. So if you got twice as many questions wrong, maybe it takes you upwards of 2 hours. It's not going to take more than that because there's only so many parts. Okay? So make sure you get that stuff done. This weekend, it'll be a great opportunity. It's supposed to snow tonight into tomorrow morning. Well, it's not supposed to be snowing tomorrow morning, but with snow on the ground tomorrow, you stay home, watch the videos, get them done. Get them done tonight, get them done tomorrow. Bring them in Monday, extra help. We go through that section. And then Tuesday, you go to the library. By the end of Tuesday night, you'll definitely be done with the relearn packet. You can take a retest, and you will have help study for next Friday's test. So when you do the pre-test on next Friday's stuff, you'll know how to do everything. You'll be 100% ready, and you will absolutely kick some butt. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, good. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go over the quiz questions. I'll do this pretty quickly because you had excellent grades on the quiz. I think there are 3 students in the class who do not yet have 100 on the quiz, and they all have 75s. So the grades look very good. In fact, I would not even go over this except that I did not record the last class's work, and they didn't do quite as well on the quiz. So I want to make sure if any of them watch the video that they have an explanation for the quiz questions. And a lot of the time, I'm going to reference what it is that they did wrong, as well as anything that might have been done wrong here. Okay, so number 1 says to simplify the expression. What do I do with the exponents there, everybody? Add them, good. So what is 3 plus 7? 10, so the correct answer is choice B. Good. That was pretty straightforward. I think just about everybody in all classes got that right. Now, number 2. I think, like, I see Cheyenne got number 2 wrong. Lizzie, did you get number 2 right or wrong? Right or wrong? Number 2. Wrong. And you? Also wrong. Did you read the question carefully? Because I know we did the same type of question yesterday. And yesterday the correct answer was, I think, A, 1, and 3. Because yesterday it said in the diagram below, the lines intersect. It said, which pair of angles must be congruent? I changed the word to complementary. And I think some kids looked at the diagram, oh man, I remember that from yesterday. Choice A, 1 and 3, I remember. Did you do that?
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't been here for 2 days. So
All right, so I think if you read it thoroughly, you see that it's complementary. So in this diagram, the only angle that could be a right angle is angle 4, which means that this guy over here is also a right angle, and 1 and 5 together make up that right angle. Complementary means what, everybody? Two angles that add up to 90. What does complementary mean? I need it one more time, louder and prouder. Good. So 1 and 5 add up to 90, so the correct answer is B. Okay, number 3, in the diagram below, what's the measure of angle X? Now these two angles here make up a straight line. If two angles make a straight line, what do they have to add up to? 180. What's the word that means two angles that add up to one angle? Supplementary. Very good. Okay. So in other words, which of these choices, A, B, C, or D, plus 75 adds up to 180? Choice C, 105. Or you could just do 180 minus 75. Okay. Now, we get to number 4. In this diagram, it shows a pair of vertical angles. What letter makes vertical angles, guys? Ready? What letter makes vertical angles? Hi-yo! Hua! X! Everybody do that.
Wah, wah.
X! Ready? Pick one arm up. Pick the other arm up. Cross them. There we have our vertical angles. Those are the letter X. So, once we have that these guys here are vertical angles, if this is 43, what's this guy? 43. Okay? Now, as far as the explanation goes, the best explanation you can write is that the angles are vertical. You can write either then or and, or I'll write therefore equal. You could also say therefore congruent if you wanted to, but they have to be equal to each other. Okay? Any questions? All right. So hopefully, when I pass out the quiz on Monday, and I know I hate Monday, the third quiz, but hopefully when I pass that out, we will get our last few hundreds in the class, and we can put some beautiful grades up into the work. Okay, so now, this becomes vocabulary rich. What we're doing right now in class is just so much vocabulary. So we're going to start today's do-it off with some vocabulary work. What does complementary mean, everybody? Two angles add up to 90. What's supplementary mean? Add up to 180. Good. What does congruent mean?
It means equal.
It does mean equal for shapes, but we like to say same size and shape. Okay? So it means equal for shapes, but it means same size and shape. It's a little more specific. What are vertical angles?
Two intersecting lines.
Yeah, two intersecting lines. They make the X. Ready? Hi-yo! And what do you know about vertical angles? Yeah, they form the letter X, and they're always what? Equal. They're the guys across from each other, like these two here. Okay? And what letter do they always form again?
X.
X. Very good. Okay. So now I look at the next one. It says 4n minus 3 and n plus 33. Those are vertical angles because they're across from each other. Guys, this angle here, are these two vertical? Gotta look. You gotta look. Are these two vertical? No, only the ones across from each other. So therefore, 4n minus 3 has to equal, what does that say? 6n minus 33? 6n minus 33. Same side or opposite side situation? Opposite side, opposite operation. Always start with the smaller n, minus 4n's. Danger, danger, danger. Minus, minus. Negative 3 equals 2n minus 33. Add 33 to both sides. 30 equals 2n. Divided by 2. N equals 15. There's my correct answer. Okay? Any questions? We're good? Okay. Now let's go to the next three diagrams. And what we have going on here today is we've taken pretty much every possible situation. We've made a diagram for every single situation, and we want to make sure that you can answer or understand what all of these diagrams say. Plus, we did a little vocabulary work coming up too. These two angles, what do they have to add up to? 90 degrees. What kind of angles are they? They are complementary. So, 2n, this angle here, plus this angle here, n minus 12, they have to add up to 90 degrees. Same side? 3n minus 12 is 90.
Where do you get 3? Oh, never mind.
One end and another end. Add 12 to both sides. I like that Talia just said that with a little snot in it.
Cause you be messing me up sometimes. I'm like, wait.
Right, and no, what's good about that is it means that she's getting confidence. See, if she thought she wasn't good at this, she would never kick up with an attitude like that. She'd be like, but now she's like, yo! Where'd you get that? Mr. Nichols, you wrong. I like when people think that. I really do. It shows they're getting confidence. Of course, that doesn't give you permission to be a snot. You learn how to say it respectfully, which she did. But I like the little bit of attitude. I like a little attitude in kids. 3n is 102. Divide by 3. N is 34. Okay? Any questions?
I did do that one.
Nice. Well done. All right, so we take a look at the next diagram. What do I know about these two angles? They have to add up to 180 degrees. What's the word for two angles add up to 180? Supplementary. Let's remind us of this. Ready? The C comes before the letter S in the alphabet. 90 comes before 180 in numbers. So complementary means two angles that add up to 90. Supplementary is two angles that add up to 180. Okay, so let's add them up. 3n minus 1 plus 2n minus 14 is 180 degrees because it is half a circle. Our whole circle is 360, so half a circle is 180. Is this a same side or opposite side situation?
Same thing.
Now watch this one. I'm going to turn the tables on Talia. Get it back. How many ends do I have?
I have 5.
Sweet. Danger, danger, danger. Miss Gunketti, what goes next? What's the next thing I write? I want to put them together. I want to put the minus 1 and the minus 14 together. What do I write?
15.
What, 15 what? Yep, negative 15. Very good. Minus 15 is 180, right? I have one negative and I have another 14 negatives. Altogether, that's 15 negatives. Now, if that confuses you, if I have $1 and I have $14, what do I have? $15. So if I have one little negative and 14 more negatives, what do I have? 15 negatives. Okay. Right? Remember that KISS philosophy we talked about the other day. Add 15 to both sides. Die. 5n is 195. Divide by 5. Die. And is 39. Oh, the echoes of Vista Braves. If any of your parents went to Bayport High School around the time I did, or a little older than me, they would know Mr. Brady's quite well. Phenomenal teacher. All right, these two angles, talk to me, what are they? No.
Vertical.
Vertical. What do you know? Oh, look at Talia with the little in your face! Now, what do vertical angles always have? What's their relationship? Vertical angles are? Equal. Congruent, very good. So 6n minus 2 is going to equal 3x. Did I say 6n? 6x minus 2 equals 3x plus 25. Is this a same side situation or an opposite side situation? Opposite, so we do opposite operation. Minus 3x, die. 3x minus 2 is 25. Plus 2 plus 2, die. 3x equals 27. Dividing by 3, what does x equal? 9. Now, just to show you how this works, what's 3 times 9? Because I'm plugging it back in now. 27 plus 25 is 52. Over here, what's 6 times 9? 54 minus 2? 52. So either way, I come up with 52 for both sides. Okay? Any questions? Preguntas? Eh? We're good? Nice. Now let's go on to numbers 3 and 4. Two supplementary angles are in the ratio of 2 to 3. Find the number of degrees in the largest angle. Now, I overheard, I believe, Talia during the quiz say, what's ratio? What's ratio mean? I think we talked about this the other day. When you see this ratio thing, what should pop into your head?
The first thing, like the 2 dots, that's what.
That's a good thing to pop into your head. And the thing of it is that when we're younger, that's exactly the way we go all the time. We do like this, 2 to 3, or we write a fraction, 2 to 3. But now, we're taking this up a level. Bam! Kicking it up a notch, as Emerald would say. What we're doing is realizing that when two things are in a ratio, like 2 to 3 or 20 to 30, or 4 to 6, or 6 to 9, or 2 billion to 3 billion, they share something in common. And I don't know what that thing they share in common is, so I'm always going to call it an x. And since they're supplementary, 2x plus 3x has to add up to 180. So the moral to the story is when you see ratio, you put in the x's for this kind of problem. Okay? So what's 2x plus 3x, everybody? 5x. 180 divided by 5. X equals 36. Now, there's such an ingrained habit into all of us, myself included, that when we find out what x is, we think we're done with the question. But I am haunted by the echoes of Mr. Braze. Oh! What was the question asking for? What does it want? What does it say? Find the number of degrees in the largest angle. The largest angle is clearly 3x. So 3x means 3 times 36, which is 108. So if you would have put down 36, you would not quite be done yet. You had to kick it all the way out to 108. Okay? Extremely important. Now, number 4. Two angles are what? Complementary. What does complementary mean, everybody? Two angles that add up to 90. Now, the classic mistake people make on this question is they write x plus 20 equals 90. That's only one angle. Well, it says one angle is 20 more than the other. So I'm going to let the first angle be x. The second angle is 20 more than it. It's x plus 20. So what I really need to write is the first angle, x, plus the second angle, x plus 20 equals 90. That way I have two angles, first angle, second angle, that add up to 90 degrees. This is, in reality, number 4 is really, really easy. But this is a very difficult question for kids to get down pat. It's extremely important that you get used to this setup where one is x and the other is x plus 20. When it talks about two angles, always write like the x and the x plus 20, and that'll set you up. You really should, honestly, you don't want to, usually I have kids write down first angle, second angle. And then you add them up and get 90, and now it's the same side situation. 2x plus 20 is 90, minus the 20. Once you get to this step, it's always easy. 2x is 70, divide by 2, x is 35. The hard part is in the setup. It says find the number of degrees in the smaller angle. The smaller angle is x, so 35 is correct. Okay? Any questions?
Is there a 5?
Is what?
Looks like a 3, not 5.
It's a 5. Now, I coached wrestling here for approximately 30 years, give or take. And, well, between here and Saxon. I did 5 years at Saxon, so 25 years here. And it was always the same routine. I developed, or I learned, I didn't develop it. I learned routines about how to coach in season. Prior to the season, everything was skills, 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 skills. Then once the season would hit, we broke practice down into 3 parts. Learning new stuff, which was very brief. We didn't teach much new stuff during the actual match part of the year. And then we did part of preparing for what the other team was going to do. For instance, if we were going to wrestle Longwood, Longwood loved to ride with a crossface. So we would teach how to counter a crossface. If we were going to wrestle Sayville, they like a 2-on-1, so we would counter a 2-on-1. If we were going to wrestle against Saxton like cradles. So we would constantly counter cradles so that they couldn't beat us with what they like to do. That would be part of practice. And that's kind of what we do here. I say to you that, well, these are the test questions coming up. So we prepare for those, just like we would prepare for what the other teams like to do. But another part of practice was spent on whatever we did wrong. So let's say we wrestled Longwood on Monday, and there were some things they did, and we weren't good enough at stopping those things. On Tuesday and Wednesday, before Thursday's match, we would dedicate time, like a lot, like 40 minutes a day, into reminding the kids how not to get caught in those situations and about the mistakes that they made. Now, the way you can do that as a student is you can turn around and before you start your homework on any given night, just look at any quiz questions you got wrong, look at any do-it questions that you got wrong, and redo them, and make sure you're getting them right. You know, most quiz questions were previous do-its. Same concepts, I changed the idea. So I think if you do that, you'll get really, really good at not making those mistakes. Now, if you're wrestling and you don't make mistakes, you win. And in the classroom, if you are wrestling with material and you minimize your mistakes, you get good grades. As a wrestler, you don't necessarily win all your matches, and in class, you don't necessarily get 100. But if you didn't do what I'm talking about as a wrestler, you would probably lose at least half your matches. If you do what I am talking about as a wrestler, you're going to win most of your matches. Okay. So now, let's go to today's assignment. And this is the very, very classic diagram. I'm going to pause for a second and see what you remember from yesterday. And what I would like you to do is fill in all the missing angles. These 3 and these 4. Fill them in. Let's see what you come up with. Do 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 what? Do 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 dun 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 dun. Wah, wah. What was I just whistling?
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy's music, very good.
My dad used to watch it.
There you go. Well, old people watch Jeopardy.
My parents aren't old.
They're old enough.
No, they're only in their 40s.
Okay,
Daddy's in their late 40s.
how many people have brothers and sisters who watch Jeopardy?
My older sister does.
Okay,
And she's only 20.
so far we're proving you're weird. Now,
No.
next question. How many people have parents who watch Jeopardy? 2. How many people have grandparents who watch Jeopardy? 6. Old people watch Jeopardy. Now, some younger people may also.
I watch Jeopardy sometimes.
And look at the gray hair starting.
Actually, no, I don't. I my gray hair.
All right. I tint mine gray.
No, yours is natural.
It suits you.
No, I tint my hair gray and I curl it in the morning. And I tweeze this.
Maybe you're trying to tint it a different color than gray, but...
No, no, no. I dye my hair gray. What do you think? I'm old?
Yes.
Oh, my feelings are hurt.
How old
Okay.
are you anyway?
I am going to be 52 on June 4th.
You're older than my parents.
What's that?
You're older than my parents.
Yes, I am. I'm older than most of your parents. How many people here have parents younger than 52 years old? Yeah. You only have one parent?
My mom's staying at 52, my dad's like 52.
Your parents are my age? When you go home, tell them, cool. Where'd they go to high school?
My dad grew up in Jamaica, Queens. My mom grew up in Flushing.
Oh, they were city folk. All right, ready? If this guy's 102, what's this guy? Right here, what is this?
102.
102. These guys are? What are these guys? Vertical. Another word to describe them? Starts with a C. Congruent. Good. Now, what does this guy have to be? 78. Very good. Because together, they make a half a circle, which is 180 degrees, or they're supplementary because they're next to each other, make a straight line, adjacent to each other. If this guy's 78, what's this guy? 78. Now, you know, when your parents were their age, there were no such thing as personal computers. They did not exist. And the way you explain things would be very different than the way you explain things to a kid of today. Today, kids understand things very differently than their parents did. For example, if I say to you drag and drop, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
On a computer, you drag it, you drop it.
Oh,
Right? Now you know what I'm talking about, drag and drop? How many of you guys know if you told your parents to drag and drop, they'd have no clue? Right? How many of your parents are like frustrated with computers?
My parents are very...
Right? How many times do they like screw up the remote and the DVR? And they're like, yeah, you do it. Right? Did they do that to you? And by the way, my son growing up, Jimmy, the one who was a sub, he was a really, really cute kid. And he was like 4 years old. He had a t-shirt. On the front it said King of the Remote. On the back it said touch it and die. So, now, it's drag and drop. Ready? Watch.
I want that shirt.
Take this set of angles here. We're going to drag it,
I already know.
and we're going to drop it right on top.
Why
Okay?
are they lines?
Well, look. Where would this 102 here, right? Wouldn't it land right here?
Yes.
So that's also 102.
And also it's not.
And this guy 102 here, it would drag and drop where? Right here. This 78 would drag and drop here.
78.
78.
then
And this
this
78 here would go right here. So yesterday, we said that one way to understand this diagram, do you remember yesterday we did the stars and the circles? Stars and the green circles? We said that all the acute angles are equal to each other. We said that all the obtuse angles were equal to each other. And what would happen if I took one acute angle with one obtuse angle?
It would head up to 180.
They add up to 180. So look, acute, 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 or should I say Italian, acute. All four acute angles are 78 degrees. German angle, obtuse, 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 obtuse. All obtuse angles are 102. So one way to understand the relationship shared is if they're acute, they're equal. If they're obtuse, they're equal. If it's one of each, they add up to 180. The other way to understand it is drag and drop, they land on top. If it's 102 here and I drag it, it lands here. That's 102. 102 to 102, 78 to 78, and 78 to 78. So, whichever way you understand it better. If you understand it from, oh, I can see acute and obtuse and I can match them up that way, that's great, go with it. If you prefer to figure out just the top set of angles, because it's just vertical and supplementary, and then just drag all the values down to here, drop it on top, whatever floats your boat. Whichever you prefer, you can go with, okay? So, let's give you another diagram. Try the next diagram. Okay. And again. Oh, you did it already?
Yeah.
Oh, quick draw McGraw over there, huh?
Mm.
I said to start it, she's done already. It's like, smile, Liz. You look like you're gonna beat me up. Okay. Ready? Come on. 71. What do we got here? 71. What's this one? 109. This guy is 109. So we have two verticals for 109s, and we have two verticals for 71. And 71 and 109 together are supplementary. That means they add up to what? 180. Now, I could then say, oh, look, this guy here, this one here is acute, so it has to be 71 also. What's this guy here? Well, what kind of angle is it? It's acute or Italian, right? Italian grandma, 4'11", sometimes mustache, beard. You're such a cute little girl.
I have an Italian grandma.
Is she 4'11"?
No.
4'10"?
No, she's 5'5".
I don't know about that. Very rare the Italian grandma's tall.
And
Italian grandmas are usually very short, and they usually come up and they grab you by the cheek and they go, "Oh, you're such a cute little girl." Here's a dollar.
She speaks Italian.
Right?
She
Who has
speaks
Italian? Who has Italian grandma? She give you $1? 5 sometimes, right? She never gives you money?
Well, yeah, but not
Not to bribe us.
my grandma.
No, they don't do it to bribe you. That's just the way grandmas are. Yeah, no, you need to know something about life. Listen, when you remember how we said all your parents are younger than me? When parents are young, they don't have money. Their expenses are off the charts. But by the time you become a grandparent, usually you don't have a mortgage anymore. Usually your car, all your payments are very under control. So you're swimming in money compared to when you're a little kid. So grandma and grandpa woke up and go, "Here, take some money. Yeah, you know who, brother. Right here, right here. Right. You know who to take care of. Here you go, kid. Right here." So then naturally, you never backed off your grandparents. You backed off your parents all the time. You backed off your grandparents? No, you don't want to do that.
Don't give up your money, so.
Oh, okay, then fair game. No. All right. So if I do drag and drop, where would this 109 end up? Top left, bottom right. This 109, would it end up right here? Would that end up top left, bottom right? Top left, 109. and 109 here. So notice all the obtuses are equal, or you can do drag and drop wherever they land on top. All right, so now, let's go to the next question. We take a look at these two angles here. What I want you to ask is this. I want you to ask yourself this question and then proceed. Please don't yell out the answers because I want everybody to try without being interrupted. Are those two angles, the 5x minus 1 and the 2x plus 26, are those two angles equal or are they supplementary? Now, if you want to do drag and drop, please don't yell out the answers. If you want to do drag and drop, fine. If you want to do acute obtuse, fine. Whichever technique you want to use. Just figure it out and then solve for x.
Your whistling is very off key.
Don't you go criticizing the old man's whistling. The hearing don't work so good.
Hey, 53 or 52 is not
51
that old.
today,
Oh,
52 in another couple of months.
oh, well, I'm turning 53. Not 53. Oh, 43 today.
Did you do this question yet?
But I'm eating as well, so I don't
Well,
want
here's the deal. If you can't do the work while you eat, guess what? You got to give up. All right, talk to me. Equal, supplementary. What do we got? Middledorf.
Supplementary,
Why?
because it's they're the same angles, but not the same equation.
Did anybody get that?
Nope.
Anybody else want to try to tell me if they're equal or supplementary and why? Talia.
So, they're supplementary because if you add them both, they equal 180.
Why?
I kind of just said why, because if you add both of them, they equal 180.
So if you add both of them, they equal 180, because if you add both of them, they equal 180.
Never mind.
Yeah, I agree. Eric,
They're equal.
why?
Because if you do drag and drop, the 5x minus 1 will go right there.
That's a good explanation. If you do drag and drop, the 5x minus 1 ends up there. Another way to look at it, they're both acute. So therefore,
Okay, they're very
5x minus 1 equals 2x plus 26. Same side, opposite side.
Opposite side.
So I do opposite operation.
Takes it a cute.
3x minus 1 is 26. Add 1, add 1. 3x is 27. Divide by 3. X is 9. And we could go one quick little step here. 5 times 9 is 45, minus 1 is 44. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 26 is 44. And clearly, if I did drag and drop this way, the 44 would end up here, and they should. They're vertical, they should be equal to each other. Try the next one.
It's very hard writing with my left hand.
Eat with your left. Okay, are they equal or are they supplementary, and why? Lizzie, which are they? I just want to know if they're equal or supplementary. Why? Very good. What's another explanation as to why they have to be equal? Because if you do drag and drop, doesn't the 7x minus 9 end up right here? So they're vertical. Very good. So 7x minus 9 equals 2x plus 36. Opposite side, opposite operation. 5x minus 9 equals 36. Add 9, add 9. Die. 5x is 45. Divide by 5. I'm going quickly, but I trust you can keep up. X is 9. Okay, guys, when this diagram, you can have equal or you can have supplementary. Those are the only options. Look for acutes, look for drag and drops. 2 more days on this kind of stuff. Then pre-test Wednesday, pre-test Thursday, test Friday. Do not forget about getting your relearn packet done tonight, tomorrow morning is a great opportunity for that. Hasta la vista, vaya con Dios, toodaloo, ta-ta, arrivederci.